Now, let's go to what are the things that spoken English has. First of all, it has more verb-based phrases. That is to say that you would say, instead of saying having treatment, in the written version would be nice, you could say being treated. So it's like it's like nicer to your ears when it is lexically less dense and structurally less dense. So it has more predicative adjectives. That is to say, instead of saying misleading statistics, you could say statistics are misleading. Quite clear. You would use more pronouns, more lexical repetition in the sense of synonyms, more first-person reference. For example, I consider, I think, we. Yes? I if you only work alone. We if you work with a team, of course. But in some cases, the self-reference is not nice. But you will know in the type of presentation of speech that you're going to do. I will tell you, yes? More active verbs than written language, and fewer complex words and phrases. But this is spoken English in general, right? It's not the academic. You use more the I or we, but in the academic field, it depends on the speech. Well, let's go to this example, okay? So let's pay attention to this example. In the written version, you could say, violence changed the face of once peaceful Swiss cities. Spoken would say, the cities in Switzerland had once been peaceful, but they changed when people became violent. You see, it's longer, but it's clearer. That would be the difference. So, let's see what happens with academic spoken English better. Let's concentrate on it and let's see those characteristics that are similar to the academic writing. So, the academic spoken English is linear and explicit. In order to be clear, the speaker uses different words which are signalized to go directly to the point. So, it is one central point. Academic spoken English in all its presentations have one central point. The speaker must talk about one topic which is central and not going, as I say, and it is not correct, going through the branches, going off topic. If the topic of the presentation is in academic spoken English, I can't start talking about the weather. It should be presented in a standard language. Standard English and RP pronunciation are used. Formal. The vocabulary is formal and it is advisable to avoid colloquial expressions. And here we have the idea of hedge it. I don't know if you know the meaning of hedge it, but if the speaker does not want to show his or her position in a topic, he or she hedges so that he or she remains neutral and objective. But there is always a mix of our own feelings in the speech. When we talk about something and we use it in a way in favor or against the speech, we use our feelings and we show our feelings. But sometimes there are informative speeches that we need to be less direct to talk. So it is responsible too. That is to say, you must account for any statement you do. It is supposed you make research before exposing a topic, so the speaker provides evidence of everything, and he or she always provides the source of the information. Yes? So, in the idea of formality, although academic spoken English is less formal than academic written English, both academic, mind you, in general, in a formal academic presentation, you should avoid these things. Colloquial words as stuff, a lot of, things, sort of. And two-word verbs That is to say, phrasal verbs. Put off, bring up. Why? Because put off, bring up, and all phrasal verbs are higher level of education, and you have to take into account your audience. Responsible. As I said, you have to provide evidence and justification for any claims you make. You search the information and you, for example, if you have to talk about, I don't know, the numbers from the coronavirus, well, you go to the health organization page. You're not going to any other, I don't know, like Clarin's information. You go to a specific web page with all the information you need. In the explicit idea, you have to always think that you have to be clear. The speaker needs to be clear. Use different words which are signalized to go directly to the point. Yes? Like, for example, to sum up, in conclusion, you go directly to the point. So, I will conclude my presentation with the types of public speaking. We have the scripted one. With the scripted one, you have to prepare a lot your presentation. You rehearse a lot, of course, but also you write carefully your speech. Every word is carefully chosen because it has an intention. Yes? A scripted speech needs a lot of time for preparation because you need to cover all the points of the topic. The extemporaneous, that is the one we are going to use more, that is the work from an outline. It's to work from an outline. Prepare main points as the ones that you have seen in the note-taking methods. Prepare main points and develop arguments. That's all. But you have only cards to trigger your memory or words to trigger your memory, not the whole speech with you. Impromptu. Impromptu has no preparation, as you have seen, various notes in the sense of the topic that you have to speak about, and an outline, well, depending on your head. For example, if you have to speak about, I don't know, any problematic situation in your life, you can make a mental outline, and you can use as a bare note that phrase and your anecdotes. So, to conclude, next time we will deal with the theory of impromptu speaking, speeches, presentations, and introductions. So pay attention to the following classes because you're going to work a lot with speeches. You're going to record yourself a lot, okay? Well, so this is all for my presentation, but I want you to talk about the homework that you have for next class, okay? So let's go here. Okay, so you will go to your booklet and you see that you have to read the accuracy in EAP. Yes, that is something that we have already discussed in the presentation, but I want you to reread it and I want you to focus on the exercise. Yes, many people would say there was a mistake in each of the following sentences, the one that you have here, the ones in blue, okay? Can you identify them? For each sentence, please do 4 things. Please mark the faulty words, I mean the ones that are wrong. Briefly describe what is wrong and try to write a correct or improved version. And then decide how important the mistake is. Yes? So, again, mark the mistake, why it is wrong you have to say, try to improve the version, and then decide if the mistake is important. So you will do from sentence 1 to sentence 10. I will do the first one for you, okay? To show you how you have to do it. So you have to say, a rent charge is the right to receive an annual sum out of the income of land every year. I read it again. A rent charge is the right to receive an annual sum out of the income of land every year. So I have to see what is the mistake here. So I see, I read it again. A rent charge is the right to receive an annual sum out of the income of land every year. So I can identify one of the mistakes. Let's see if I can mark it. If I have here annual, can I? Yes. Why do I have here every year? Right? So the duplication of meaning is the problem. Annual and every year, here you have the mistake. So the correction would be, a rent charge is the right to receive an annual sum out of the income of land, and that's all, without every year. How it is important? Well, it is important. It is important. Repetition of the redundancy, it is important in the same sentence, okay? So, well, you will do the same thing from 2 and 10, and we will correct it next class in a video call. I will set a list of students and the times, of course, in the subject's timetable. I won't change the day. And we will correct this. It is important for you to be in this video call, because we are going to, first of all, see our faces, which is something that I really want to do. And second of all, you can speak English and we can correct online this, which is going to be awesome. And that's all, only half an hour, okay? Only half an hour. I want to see you only half an hour. The second activity that you have to do, I cannot show you because I have in Goofbad Classroom, but the second activity that you have to do is the one that you will see in the classroom. That is, you have to watch a video and how can you start thinking in English. That's the question, or something like that. And you have to record yourself giving your reasons using all these phrases here, these ones. Yes, these ones in your presentation. You're going to talk, okay? So the question is, you're going to see a video, to watch a video of a girl telling you which are the best techniques to improve your oral speaking skills, but also how to start thinking in English. So you will take one technique and say, well, this one I would be able to do it, and another one, this one I can't. Well, I wouldn't do it because. So you have to talk, you have to record yourself speaking 2 minutes, okay, with any device you like, and then you have to start or to use this useful language that you have for academic presentations, okay? So you're going to use, for example, I don't know, I give you an idea to start talking about all the techniques that she said, that she is stating. For example, you would say, well, today I want to consider this one. I want to consider the technique in which I have to speak and to name things in English all the time. For example, this is one of the techniques that it's like that. So I can say, for example, computer, and I can say glass, and I can say cookies or whatever, everything in English. I can speak in English at home, pointing things out and saying them in English, for example. Well, and the subject of this talk, we can use all of those things, and then go on with the organization of the main body. But remember that you have to transcribe this speech. You don't have to transcribe it, use any kind of online transcription page. You have to do it in hand. You can send the speech in Word, but the transcription should be in hand, okay? Every line, every transcription under each line. Well, under each normal spelling. Well, I don't have more time for the video, so I'm going to say goodbye, and I see you soon, okay? Let's see how you develop with this class. Bye-bye.